Just a second here. I'm gonna swap it over to Ghost, and he's gonna take it away.
Alrighty, it sounds like we're live. Hello everybody. I am Ghostkumo, and welcome to Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime. So it's good to be back. I've done this game a couple of times in Dragon Quest RTA Marathons in the past. So for anyone unfamiliar with what this game is, this is actually the second game of this series. In Japan, this game is released as Slime Mori Mori Dragon Quest II, Daisensha to Shippodan, which roughly translates to Slime Forest Forest Dragon Quest II, The Great Tank, and the Tails Brigade. It's actually a trilogy, but unfortunately this is the only one we got in English. Slime Mori Mori 1 was a Game Boy Advance game, and there's a lot of overlap between this game and that one. A lot of similar set pieces, sprite work, music. And then there's Slime Mori Mori 3, which was released on the 3DS in 2011. Sadly, we never got it. I will still say that this is probably by a significant margin the best of the three, so what we lack in number of games, we make up for in quality. So, I'm gonna go ahead and not stall too much longer. I know we are quite a bit ahead of schedule, but go ahead and get my name in here. Name doesn't matter, thankfully, because text is pretty much determined by how fast you can mash the B button in this game. Let's put a little music note in there, because punctuation isn't here. So, for anyone who has seen this run since last time it was in, I think it was 2019, or who hasn't seen, which I assume would be most of you, there's actually some new tech, so I'm excited to get this started. So I'll go ahead and give a countdown for when we're going to start. So why don't I say go? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, as mentioned, this is Slime Mori Mori 2. We play as this adorable little basic blue slime. In Japanese, his name would be Schleiman. In this game, it is just Rocket, or whatever you choose to name him. So I'm going to go for a little glitch here. There's a slight chance that I get it. If I don't get it, it's only going to cost about 5 seconds. If you close this menu about a frame after, you close the text box, you can actually gain movement during this scene here. I unfortunately didn't get it, but this is just a little tutorial here to show what our main ability is, which is the Elastoblast. So this game ends up being more of a top-down adventure game. It's quite similar to like a Zelda-esque game, but it's a very unique little game. There's a lot of collecting and a lot of really unusual mechanics that separate it from basically literally any other game I've played. Other than Slime Mori Mori 1 and 3, which I've beaten Slime Mori Mori 1 and played Slime Mori Mori 3 about halfway. So effectively the plot here is that we are playing with our friends, and Huli, the Hoimi slime, or heel slime, who is up to no good, finds the secret treasure of the castle of Slimania here, which is a town called Boingburg. And blowing that secret treasure seems to attract the entirety of this mafia of platypunks, or momonjas as they used to be known as, and are known as in Japanese. So this is the Tails Brigade, also known as the Plob, or Platypunk Mob. They have a giant vehicle of destruction and just completely blow up our city in search of the flute that we just played. Kidnapping all 100 of its residents, except for 100 of our 101 residents, as Rocket here, to hide, Huli having stolen the flute, basically just swallows the thing whole. And so the platypunks don't actually take him, they assume that he's like a baseball bat or something. So, we get the warrior flute. But unfortunately it's broken. So right here is one of the main mechanics of the game, collecting. We just roll around and hit everything, and collect everything, and we can get it on our heads. We can hold up to 3 things on our heads, or on our head at any point. So it's actually just faster to check SWATC there. If you bring anything to the entrance, it sends it back home. Now, there are 100 slimes to save in this game. We do have an 100 slime category, which is, in some ways, the proper any percent, because it's the only way to actually get the credits of this game. But this is going to be the any percent category where we save the bare minimum number of slimes to beat the game. Which is 50, and it's very front-loaded, so we actually will save a little bit more than that because it is faster to do so, but we try and do the minimum amount. As for controls of this game, since that's being mentioned, there is really no touchscreen integration. This game came out in like 2005. Pretty early on in the DS's lifespan, where games didn't really have a ton of touchscreen integration yet. It was either a game was designed around the touchscreen or barely used it. More relevant to this game is the 2 screens. So as that rock slime just taught us, the other means of getting things sent back to town, or at least intended means, and obvious means, is you put it on a minecart and it gets sent back home kind of automatically. Also, the theme of the platypunks here is it's kind of a bop. So, you'll actually see here, we make use of a mechanic I'm not entirely sure is intended, but it is actually a nice little optimization tool, which is if you're carrying something into a cutscene, and the cutscene would trigger like an event, basically, anything that's on your head automatically gets taken back to town. So that treasure chest that I had on my head is actually comes to town with me right now. I need to collect some treasure chests, because they're really useful for crafting. Eventually, because this game is a Dragon Quest VIII, like, successor in a way, it came out around a couple years after Dragon Quest VIII. There's all sorts of references to it specifically, and one of them is actually the gameplay mechanic of alchemy. And so there's 100 slimes in town, and throughout town are these iron balls, which weigh several slime tons, which is the lifting capacity of a slime, specifically a Japanese one, as opposed to a European one. Basically, as you save slimes, you unlock areas in town, and there's one in town that's required to get 50 slimes, which is why 50 slime is sort of the any percent category name. And yes, all the slimes in this game are given very punny names. This is the era of Dragon Quest where things got really pun-filled. Ah! Got positioned very badly there. And yes, so Elastablasting, which is the name of our attack here, this is also the fastest form of movement. And there is a subtle art to optimizing it. The perfect length of an Elastoblast should be 53 frames. This is tested in Tool Assisted, like in a task, basically. This guy right here is Baron Blubba, and he's going to be our best friend for a good chunk of the run, and also quite possibly our worst enemy. Depends on the AI. Oh, you jerk. The moles here don't screw around. Oh, wow, that's, awful. I got, like, I clipped the hitbox of the exploding rock bomb there and I dropped everything. I want to collect rock bombs, so, losing that one there stinks, but I'm not going to go back for more. It's not a huge deal. Come on. Protection right now stinks. It's a little secret area here to go get a couple more slimes. But yeah, so you want to get about 53 frames to fully optimize your movement. I don't always do it every single blast, but any long stretch here I try to go for it. So this is Bowbearer. It's a pretty easy boss. Most of the overworld bosses in this game are kind of a joke. There is one that has like a slight chance of killing you, but yeah, this game is not really meant to be particularly difficult, although it does have its difficult spots. Okay, I guess its hitbox wasn't there, but it didn't hit me, so that was still a pretty quick fight. Alright, so now we're saving his royal godliness, and despite the fact that there's a teleport point right behind us, we're just going to decide to run all the way back to town. Oh wow, I was trying to avoid that. Rock Bomb hitboxes are not being nice to me today. Oh, come on! Come on, dude. Oh, I'm playing like butt. That was my fault for not timing that. I'm not really at danger of dying here, it's just getting hit is slow. I have gotten it perfectly where I never actually had to go up and down, because the diagonals are slightly slower. But it's really hard to time, and mistakes compound a lot there. Alright, so now we've unlocked the second area of this game, which is the Tomb of Schleiman. So the king here gives us a Yggdrasil seed, which increases our max health. I want to say there's 16 total in the game, or like, rather you can, I think there's 13 total because you start with 3 hearts, or 4 hearts, so that would make 12. Never mind, I can't math right now. I have a slime world to save. But it's actually slower to grab them because it's a little animation there. So we do this game at the lowest health the game will let us beat it at. Mostly because the overworld stuff isn't really ever that likely to kill us. I have died on like 2 boss fights in this game before. And like once each. Oh, come on. Timing is all off today. So this might seem weird, why I'm going for these obelisks. So these obelisks, they're gonna be really useful for one thing in the end game. Alright, so this little nerdy-looking fella here, his name is Dr. Sid, and yes, because this is post-merger Square Enix, they have their Sid in every game. So as you saw, I had 2 obelisks and a slime on my head. Those all get sent back to town as soon as I enter this cutscene. That's unfortunate. So I need to clear a path here to move this cannon. Thankfully I don't have to move it all the way along the tracks. There's actually a very minor shortcut here. So a little optimization to actually throw the bombshell in the cannon while I'm moving it. Fairly new one, found by, it's either Sarcastic Friend or Purple Toki. Both of them have actually put in considerable work into this game and this run. Particularly Toki. So, some of the strats in this game, we'll have Toki to thank for those. Or blame, unfortunately, for one of them, which I won't be doing, but he does it in his run, and I hate that it's a thing, so I'm not going to do it. But yeah, so this game is a fairly small runner base. I was the original like router slash I guess presenter, the first person who actually did a run on especially first person on console. As far as I'm aware, it's always hard to tell because Nico Video tends to just eat up old speedrun videos. There is one other Japanese runner by the name of Chamagane, who also contributed quite a few bits of tech to this game. And thankfully, there is a marathon run of his on RTA in Japan's channel that is actually quite helpful for learning off of. Anyway, so Sid here gets fired because I guess incompetence is the way they deem it. And because he's upset at getting sacked, he decides he wants to join up with us and fight back against them. Also, he strangely starts speaking with a German accent. No idea why that's a thing, but it's a thing. I also couldn't tell you, for any Japanese speakers, if, like, he goes from, standard Tokyo accent to a Kansai Ben. But that tends to be how those things work, and usually they'll either localize it as Southern accent or European accent. Anyway, so, I haven't addressed the giant 50-foot tall blue monstrosity on the top of the screen yet. This is our tank. As mentioned, the game's name is The Great Tank in the Tails Brigade. So, the Warrior Flute summons the Schleiman tank. This giant 50-foot behemoth, this absolute unit, that will be doing a decent number of battles with. In fact, this is actually the main purpose of our collection. Stuff you collect in the game can be used in the tank, which is really cool. Also, the tank battle theme is a bop. Not a lot to say there. Yeah, that should be enough to kill. So, I want some, bomb rock spawns. Or not bombs, rocks, bomb shells, which are the bullets. Those do 8 damage, boulders only do 3. So I'm gonna see if I can get the screen zip here. That sometimes happens in this cutscene. Come on, come on, come on. I got it. Rocket, like, zips off the screen and you can't even see him, because, whoops. Yeah. He zips off the screen and, like, just disappears. It only can happen in that fight because of the way that fight works. It's not really a fight, it's more of a tutorial. You just chuck ammo and then, once you've done 50 damage, you're good. Alright, so we want... very bubbly... So every slime you save, you can go into the, menu, and, each one gives you a letter. Sometimes they have really useless things that can be combined for things. Sometimes they just have genuinely bad things, and sometimes they have really good stuff. So 4 of them that I've already saved, have rock bombs. Rock bombs are ammunition for tanks that do 15 damage, which means they're about double as good as a bombshell. The caveat to them is if you hit them and you don't pick them up and throw them, they explode. Anyway, so now we're getting into actual tank combat here, as Sid is blowing his pipe. Thankfully the Platypanzer here, the name of the opposing tank, only has 50 health. It's also only manned by 1 crew member. We'll start getting enemies with more crew members. But for now, he's only going to periodically fire a single piece of ammo through the top cannon. As you see on my tank, I have 2 cannons here. A top cannon and a lower cannon. And wait for that piece of ammo to hit me. Now, the lower cannon fires slightly faster, so in most fights I tend to favor it anyways. Also, now when you deplete an enemy tank, their HP goes to 0, but the fight isn't over just yet. You need to actually go and break their engine. Normally, because I have my ammo all queued up, I would run to the enemy tank, but on this first fight, a cutscene plays that will warp me all the way back to this room anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this guy really doesn't stand a chance of finishing me, so we're good. So, normally you in the engine room one at a time, but if you bring in a rock bomb, they actually, specifically rock bombs, will break the barriers. Anyways, that's the first tank fight down, so we're making progress, as now we are given the title of Flute Warrior, so we'll be called that for the rest of the game. I was mashing B there for a second, and you have to close that prompt with A. It's kind of special A in that way, I guess. Sorry, just configuring something on my desktop here. So that's why I lost time there for a second. So I haven't adjusted my ammo yet. I actually just filled it with boulders because that's the fastest thing to do. I'm gonna go back to Forwood Forest. There are 3 extra slimes that I can now save that I didn't previously have access to. Oh, this game is very Dragon Quest in its vibe. It's real charming and silly, although it doesn't quite have the same level of maturity. It was probably a game meant for a younger demographic, but it's very much got that Dragon Quest kind of silliness to it. So, as mentioned earlier on, we do need 50 slimes. I want to say there's a total of, like, 57 or 58 before the point of the game that I would need that 50 requirement, so a lot of the routing in some parts of this game really comes down to what the best 50 slimes to save are. The shortcut is usually, if it involves a tank battle, it is very slow to get, so we don't really do any of the slimes that take optional tank battles. Also, a couple of questions have been asked about what's the differences between Japanese and English. Very minor things in tank fights, but the only other thing is really sound effects, which I think the English sound effects are more amusing than the Japanese ones, but, you know, it's a matter of... Wow, that was kind of legendary. I didn't know you could do that. Hey, Toki, you can do that. So I've seen you in chat here. So the reason for the sudden, very mild pop-off is, I chucked a slime on a moving minecart. I don't know how that happened. I also just messed up there by not chucking that rock bomb, or lowering that rope, because I was too busy popping off. Whatever. Whatever. Minor time loss, it's fine. It beats bungee cables. There's an area later on in the game where you can save a slime by going across a series of annoyingly inconsistent bungee cables. I mean, it looked sick, so even though it's never happened before, I will take it. Alright, so now my tank is souped up with generally better ammo. Probably could get a few more treasure chests, but so be it. Alright, so now we're gonna go finish off Toot and Schleiman's 2, which actually takes 2 more in-game days. But yeah, we need to do a lot more work here. Got me. Don't know if this carries into this. Nah, it doesn't carry into this cutscene, but it's fine. I do still need one spot over my head here. So this poor slime ran over by the tank, but thankfully he didn't seem to suffer any damages, which is good, because I need all my slimes alive, please. You can save him the day before, but it's slower too. Sometimes you can actually see this happen where, I'll take a text box, like, particularly slowly. And admittedly, just on account of haven't really run this game a ton in the last, couple of years, just because, Rust. I don't remember exactly how long every slime's little speech is, and unfortunately the advanced text button is the same as the throw button. And if there's anything on my head that I don't want to throw, I need to be careful. I don't want to accidentally throw a rock bomb while mashing text. That happens to 4 more times than I care to admit. See right there, I just was mashing B, and it was 1 more text box than I wanted, so because this game's inputs are actually quite responsive, I end up accidentally canceling or throwing something. So this fight introduces us into crewmates. This fight kinda stinks because the enemy having a crewmate means that things aren't always as pleasant as I want them to be. And he can intercept my ammo, which always sucks when it happens. So this should be pretty good. Never mind. It's bad now. It's all bad. Keep chucking ammo in the top cannon there, which means that it's going to intercept most of what I just threw. If those had actually gotten through, that would have finished. Oaken clubs deal 16 points of damage, which is really nice. Ah, you rock bomb chucking piece of garbage. Alright. Please hit. Alright. Oh no. He jumped out to intercept. What a guy. That's unfortunate. I was trying to be optimal there and be ready to pounce as soon as that hit, but it wasn't meant to be. This sometimes happens when you try to go fast in this game. Typical to Dragon Quest games. Sometimes you're at the mercy of just whatever luck you get. Yeah, rude, like, just jumps out. He's not supposed to do that. I'm not even sure he jumped out. I think his teammate threw a piece of ammo and it just so happened to hit him into the cannon, which happens more often than you'd think. Alright, so we're gonna take a little detour up here. Collect a couple more rock bombs. And by a couple, I mean one, apparently. Just kidding. Yeah, pixies suck because they can pick up things. Okay, just eat my Elastoblast input, why don't you? Rocket Slime being Rocket Slime, what else is new? I love this game, admittedly, but it's not the most cooperative. Unfortunately, there's really no way to beat this cycle here, so... Okay, game's being a jerk right now with my inputs. Okay, come on, where's the magic carpet here? There we go. So, I will be coming back here on the next day, so it's worth it to set up that shortcut. I don't actually need that bombshell, so... So this right here is going to be the last fight of the day. I will admit one of the annoying things about running this game is if anything goes poorly, it looks kind of sloppy. This game actually looks pretty cool when you play it cleanly. Anyway, so this fight introduces the mechanic of invasion strats. The enemy has a jail cat who will run into my tank and try to sabotage. Now, he's not very good at his job because it's a very early game enemy. So this actually works out for us because it gets rid of somebody who could potentially be firing ammo at us. That's very unlucky. I'm trying to throw him, and I keep accidentally just hitting the loading zone. These early game fights kind of suck really badly. The next fight is the worst fight in the entire game, and that's because I don't have a crew of my own. And it is faster to kind of fight these out, even though I'm left to the mercy of randomness. They get a lot more consistent. Oh, come on. There's 3 there, but only showed 2. The fights in this game get a lot more consistent. Can I actually make contact? There we go. After this area, specifically. So this rock bomb's actually extremely worth it to get, because this tank has 8 barriers in the end here. Actually timed that perfectly, because I didn't hit the rock bomb, I knocked it into the air and then got a second blast off. Dum-dum-dum. So this guy here is Slimeborg. You can pay him some resources to upgrade your tank, which is nice and casual play. In the speedrun, we actually do not ever upgrade our HP ever, because it is not worth it. Because our tank's HP does not determine whether we... Our tank's HP does not determine whether or not we win or lose the fight. So it's actually faster in most cases to just sandbag. Which, I'm not sure where that term originates, but effectively what I mean by that is we're gonna deliberately run out of HP so that the enemy AI just decides that they're gonna stop firing at us. Now, the reason I say that the last fight of this area is the worst in the game is because it's the only fight in the entire game where what I just said is not true. Because normally the enemy AI is programmed to go after your engine once your HP hits 0. This one fight in the at the end of Toot and Schleiman's tomb is the only one where the enemies will keep firing at you even when your HP is 0, despite them having absolutely no benefit of doing so. Or at least in theory. In actuality, there would be definitely a benefit to firing ammo when your HP is 0. But... I'd like to think there isn't. This screen here sucks. This despite the fact that I can take these slimes with me, there's a tendency for the minecart on this screen to just not work correctly. So, I don't know, I've had glitches happen where, like, the slimes those 3 slimes don't go back to town. So I always take the extra time to chuck them on the minecart, just to make 100% sure before I leave this area, because I've left this area without them, and I don't know how. Alright, so this blue fellow here, his name is Slival, Slime Rival. Yeah, they were very creative, and I believe that is his name in Japanese too. But yeah, he's kind of a punk. He's also very tough. His helmet alone weighs 5 slime tons, which is basically means he is very swole. So, I'm just sandbagging right now. The amount of ammo that's in the sky should be exactly enough to kill me. I guess I miscounted. But yeah, this fight is garbage. Doesn't help when most of my ammo is very destructible. So I do sandbag to clear the air a little bit, but there's no guarantees in this fight ever, and it's why it's easily the worst fight in the entire game. It's the only one that, like, decides to stall for no good reason. So, for no good reason, it is basically the most luck-dependent fight in the entire video game. And as a result, I have a few choice words for most runs of this game that make it to this part that I won't repeat because RPG Limit Break probably not let me back. Like, I'm not even kidding. This fight right now is actually, like, above average. I would take this, like, in a PB attempt. Which, admittedly, my PB is a little bit behind the times. My current PB is a 224. World record on console, like, actually verified on console, is 211. That doesn't use a lot of the newer strats. World record, as far as we know, the best known time for this game is 2:04 by Toki. He runs on emulator. I've never personally banned emulator. I couldn't tell you if it's faster and how much. I mostly kept the emulator on the leaderboards because this game never released in Europe, and it's also on DS, which is a hard console to stream. I'm currently playing on a DS console, but Capture cards for DS and 3DS got pretty scarce, so... You know, accessibility is important. Alright, so we are done with the Tomb of Toot and Schleiman. And the next area we get to go to is Mount Krakatrota, which, if you recognize the horse and goblin here, is a huge DQ8 reference. Alright, so Sid has now given us the ability to use a crew. We picked this crew of 3 slimes because they have the ability to actually throw ammo. Every recruitable teammate in this game... Every recruitable teammate in this game has 1 or 2 abilities. And for the sake of combat, the only ones that are really useful in the casual run of this game are chucking ammo and stealing ammo. And in order to recruit an enemy, you need to unlock the museum, which I don't have unlocked. You also need to collect 30 of an enemy, which is very slow, so would only be done in 100% runs. I am going to see what this money bag is, because I am feeling lucky. And that is probably a bad idea, because that is a time investment. I don't actually know what the pixie normally has. Every enemy in this game is, if you actually kill them, they have a chance to drop something. Sometimes it can be really good, depending on the enemy. I do need to watch out for these Wordles here. They're quite annoying. Alright, so this guy here unlocks the museum, which I will never go to. Oh no, I made a little mistake here. That sucks. You can avoid ever interacting with these bungee cables. They're cursed beyond belief. Come on. There's a little cutscene there that plays if you interact with the bungee cables. Which you can avoid. Bungee cables in this game are absolutely cursed. There is a screen where I can get an optional slime that I deliberately refuse to go to because it is a huge time waster if you make even a slight mistake. I apologize, Ellie is actually not on commentary, it's just me, Ghostkumo, but do follow Creative Ellie, he is a very cool guy. Streams a lot of Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. Just did a run of Dragon Quest XI, which looked like it went over pretty well. I admittedly am a little bit more of a fan of the spin-offs, Dragon Quest Rocket Slime here, the Slime Mori Mori games, and Monsters 2 are my personal favorites. But I do like Dragon Quest VIII and Dragon Quest XI a fair bit as well. Oh, wow. That hit, like, the frame that I released the button, so I got hit. That sucks. Alright, so we're gonna do a skip here. We affectionately refer to this skip as Gooply Skip. That is the name of the user who informed me that it exists. Don't blink, this is really weird. I seem to have gotten the position wrong. So, I have no idea why that works. It appears that, like, a loading zone can be triggered by hitting that wall at a correct speed. And because the loading zone on the above screen, it would, like, those coordinates on the above screen would be inside of a wall, and that wall would just, like, zip you into the screen above it, which happens to skip a otherwise required fight with Slival. So that saves time with the fight. It also saves having to get the right items to open the door to get to his fight. We don't know why that works. If we could get it to work in the next area, we would actually probably save like an hour off of the run, but it seems to be unique to that loading zone for some reason. That was unfortunate. I don't think I have anything to throw that at, so it's not really useful to me. Alright, so this is a jargon. His name is Potbelly. He runs around with a pot that makes alchemy, and he will just throw things at us. This fight is one of the most volatile in the run of the overworld fights, and sometimes he just hurts himself because his AI is not very smart. So getting rock bombs there was good, but unfortunately I wasn't able to stack them. Depending on position, I can usually safely get 3 rock bombs, which is actually the ideal thing for him to pull, because it does up to 6 damage. I'm getting this luck here with the rock bombs, but yeah, so the initial hit as well as the explosion does a lot of damage. This is actually, like, really good luck. And he would have died right now. Like, I would have had a perfect fight if, I could safely position. This is absurd. Remember when I said earlier I'm feeling lucky? I got, like, perfect luck on that fight. Screwed it up, and then got perfect luck, like, for the backup. Core blimey indeed. Oh, blimey. I also made a slight mistake. Actually, no, it's not a mistake. I think I can make use of that girder. I want Itsy, because Itsy gets me a shuriken, which you're gonna be seeing a few. Gives me the recipe to make shurikens. I have not been keeping very good count of my chests or chimera wings, so it's probably gonna be inaccurate, but you know, so be it. Anyway, so this slime here, we haven't actually saved, but he's tied to the alchemy, scene here. So he's basically required on this cutscene. Yes, I am playing this on a DS. This is solid. But yeah, so the Potbelly fight is very volatile. You can drop rock bombs, which you can do up to like 7 damage, depending on how lucky you get, and if you actually manage to catch all of them. I do want you and you. You can drop Fire Water, which actually will do 3 damage, which is solid. He can drop a Chimera Wing, which sucks because it's a slow animation and only does 1 damage. And he can drop Healing for Rocket, which is bad because you shouldn't die in that fight. I say that, like, if you could see my webcam, I would be doing air quotes right now, because I have died on that fight before, due to just slop. But, usually you shouldn't be at risk of dying there, and if you die in any boss fight, that's basically run over anyway, so whatever. So this is Backwoods. It's a very tiny area, and it's comprised of 4 tank fights and 1 extra screen. So first we're gonna go to that little, it's supposed to be slightly secret screen, but if you can direct your attention to the top screen here, there's not really any, like, hidden areas in this game. So, you'll basically know where you're supposed to go at all times. So this boss here is Chrono Twigger. Square getting real cutesy with their name. So this is the part of the run where I start sandbagging. As in, I direct my crew to do passive actions, specifically ones that will not involve firing at the enemy. And then I just wait until my health runs to 0 so that the enemies stop firing. Swatsy, what are you doing? Oh, my crew sucks. My crew sucks, dude. I hate Swatsy. So Swazi doesn't have a passive command. And I have an enemy in my engine room, which I need to go get rid of him, because he can kill my tank, and that would be a big time loss. But you are not welcome here. Please get out of my tank. Actually, no, forget the please. Oh, Blubba here just wrecking people. So Blubba is everyone's friend. He's a big old king slime who, he can chuck 3 pieces of ammo at once, which makes him basically the best default crewmate by a fair margin. That should be enough, so I'm gonna just, yeah, let the fight end. Unfortunately, Swazi was the least cooperative piece of garbage ever, but him being in the enemy tank means that he was actually distracting the enemies and keeping them from coming into my tank, which actually lowers the risk to me. So Slime Knights in this game basically work like a weapon. You can press the Y button to swing them like a sword. I'm saying he's the best of the party members that you get. And he is everybody's friend. And because you can't have multiple of the same party member, you're probably going to end up with him in your crew anyways. The only higher tier party members are, and I say this, it sounds like a joke, I am not kidding. The highest tier party members in this game are the goodie bags, which they respawn randomly, and your mom. In the next area, you save your mom and dad, and your mom is actually, like, the best crew member, one of the best crew members for multiplayer tank battles, because she does extremely good damage. You can, like, you literally throw her at the enemy, she charges up a missile, and the missile does 1/8 of the enemy's tank health, which enemy tanks in this game will get health over for, like, 1,500 at some points. Like, post-game, they'll have, like, 3,000. So, I knew I was gonna get some flack for that, but oh wait, yeah. So this fight I actually want to fire ammo because this enemy has a lot of what are called spooklier bombs. Let Blubba wait for just a second here. Spooklier bombs, ammo just goes right through it, so... except for holy water, which I have forgotten, because I don't normally have holy water in this route. So yeah, the only thing that can intercept spooklier bombs are holy stuff. How nice of these guys to just leave ammo in my tank. You are not welcome here, buddy. Yeah, Mother Gluperior is very slow, so she's not a great party member, but the fact that she can fire ammo is, like, really good. I'm forgetting the pattern here. It's, top, and then every other tank that has this, like, 50-50, it's always the bottom. Goodbye. But yeah, so, as long as the enemy doesn't get to my engine, I am safe in every tank battle. The one thing is... it is risky to let an enemy be in your engine room. So, I only ever do it when I feel like I can basically base race them, if you're familiar with MOBA terms. Effectively, I can outspeed them to their engine. The only fight that I can't really afford to do that on is Slival. And that is because if Slival gets into your engine room, he will kill your tank engine in one hit, or in 2 hits, sorry. One to break all the barriers, and then the second to deal the finishing blow. So, one thing you might see me periodically do is I will attack any obelisks or rock bombs in my cannon. And this is because when you destroy ammo, the tank spits out more. So you actually cycle through your ammo quicker. You have 30 pieces of ammo, and you can kind of think of it like a deck of cards. When you run out, you know, you have to shuffle and draw again. So basically what I'm saying here is that Rocket Slime is actually secretly a deck builder. And I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek, but not entirely. How much health do you have? Why are you going to the engine room, Blobba? The AI in this game makes no damn sense. No, thanks. I'll take that. Get out of my tank. This is not your home. Get out of my tank. Kind of the most Dragon Quest thing about this speedrun is the fact that you accept going into any given run that, things are not going to go how you want them to every time. Get out of here, buddy. And so you just have a good old time with the volatility. Tank battles are kind of most people's favorite part of this game. But they are admittedly the most volatile for speedruns. Get out of here. Get out of here. You are not welcome in my tank. game was reading that enemy as if he was in the back, which had me concerned there. I'm just gonna leave Blubba to take care of him. So the AI you can set to be defensive. Like I can set Blubba to actually like attack anyone who gets in my tank. But they're kind of programmed to do that as soon as they see an enemy and just like beat them up on sight. A lot of people do like the tank battles of this game. They're volatile for the speedrun. If you do happen to know somebody who has a copy of this game, and you have a copy of this game, and you both have DSs, there is multiplayer. I actually got into this game, you know, back around the time it came out in 2005. I got into this game because a friend of mine informed me of it. And him and I have done many a tank battle over the years. It is something you need a house rules kind of metaphor, because some pieces of ammo in this game are so anti-fun that, like, you need to place restrictions on them. Like chili peppers, for instance. You could put half of your ammo as chili peppers, and then just throw them in your cannon, and it just completely deletes all ammo on the screen. So, yeah, that's not very fun, because it's like, anytime you're under duress, you just throw a chili pepper, and then, just completely, own them. And just, the fights would never end if you use too many of those. Mirror shields as well are a thing you can overload on. That would be kind of anti-fun. Alright, so this is Slival. Slival kind of means business. He fights alone, usually, is kind of his deal. Very Shadow the Hedgehog-y, I would say. I was trying to avoid that. His ammo also is some of the strongest up to this point in the game. Positioning myself along the gate here because it's possible to get double hits. Now this is a unique strat to this fight up to this point in the game. Tank invasion strats are not... they used to be in basically every fight after a certain point, but Slival in particular is really easy to mess with his AI because he's the only one in his crew. Now, if you try and pick him up, because he weighs literally like 6 slime tons, and Rocket can only really hold up to 3, he will instantly fall off of your head. Like, you have like 12 frames or something like that to, throw him. Like, I had to throw him immediately the second that like the moment that he got on my head. And Gluperior seems to have thrown both of my active crew members out of the game. Now the good thing is, that's, I just threw out 50 damage, so... Get over here. So, that was enough to kill. Blubba over here just dropping the mother load. So sadly I don't have any rock bombs, so I have to break this like normally. Alright, and so that's Backwoods. So the most you can play this game with is 4. You have yourself, so you have yourself, your opponent, and you can actually have a human partner, because I think TS only supports up to 4 players locally. But yeah, you can have a human player as an ally, and then you can also bring your crew of 3. That was not the time to do that. Whoopsies. I just wasted an extra menu. I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget anything. It's been a while since I've done a marathon run of this game, and I haven't as much time or, energy for practice lately. So I'm more or less just focused on making sure I can complete the run. Alright, so the Goonies here, the 3 ninja slimes that I saved, Gusashi, Gushido, and Tokyo Tom. They're more or less the info reconnaissance, and they're useful for telling me where to go next. I've already gotten Early Burly, but yeah, I forgot I haven't saved Swellington yet. Excuse me. I apologize, I sneeze very loudly. What? Interesting. I didn't think that could happen. I got flattened by the cart in the weirdest way I've ever seen. So that's how you know it's a marathon run. There's a bad thing that happened that's never happened before. I mean, it probably has, and I just forgot it, but, I gotta do the meme. Alright, so this is Swellington. I believe he gets me a missile, so he's pretty good. Alright, so you see everything on my head, except for the enemy, just disappeared. So there's just a mole just floating in air above my head. But the 2 slimes are safe, don't worry. They got sent back to town. So this is, your mom and, well, actually, she's called Mamma Mia. But it's Big Daddy and Mamma Mia. He looks way cooler in this version than he did in the Game Boy Advance version, by the way. He looked like just kind of an office worker. Yeah, you have, Mamma Mia and Big Daddy, and your mom is, like, one of the best crew members, unironically, which is, like... It's one of those weird sentences that, like... You don't it's one of those weird sentences you don't expect to use the word unironically for. Alright, so now that I've unlocked the Goonies well, which is what I needed the 50 slimes for, I need to complete 3 trials here to unlock the Master Blast. The Master Blast lets me break crystals. Not sure if it's a reference to Blaster Master, by the way. It's a pretty generic name, but it also rolls off the tongue very well, so that can be it. Alright, so that's the first trial, the Trial of Mind, where we help somebody else collect firewood for a bath. Here's the focus on body, which just we blast so many times that we find the real one, and they are all Naruto logs up until the last one. So if any of you grew up watching Ren and Stimpy, there's a certain song you can sing every time you see this guy. Come on, you jerk. I'm not going to sing it because I don't think they pay me to do that. But yeah, something about logs being big, heavy, and wood. So that's the skill test. This is the body test, and it's a joke. Or in the words of Super Highlight, it's a joke! So you like to think that Tom here is hiding behind the, I guess, 8-star American flag that also doesn't have a lot of stripes. Just probably closer to the flag of Liberia than it is to the flag of the United States, but, you know, it's only so much you can do with the DS. Anyway, so we have the Master Blast now, which lets us break crystals. So now we go back to the area known as Call My Bluff. And there's not going to be any tank battles here. We avoid basically every tank battle and every slime for the rest of the game. There is one optional slime that we get. And that is because that slime drops quite possibly the single most powerful piece of ammo in the game if you know how to use it. Which we do, because well, I want to say I'm okay at this game, but there's some bits and pieces of tech throughout this game that that admittedly I did not find when routing it, so definitely shoutouts to the people who have put in some work. I did mention Toki and Shamigane. I do want to give a very quick shoutouts to Quo, who did a sort of like early test of this game. It never really got super far, but we did find a couple of pieces of relevant information. So yeah, I can break crystals here. So shoutouts to Quo. He'll be doing a run of Pokemon Snap for SGDQ, which I'm eagerly looking forward to. Now, so I broke one crystal back there. That one crystal, if there was any way we could get past it, whether it be by some sort of new trick or whether it be by some variant of the Gooply skip, if we could get past that single crystal, we get rid of the 50 slime requirement for the game. Because it's literally the only one. God, I referenced Blaster Master. That's also at SGDQ. I'm also at SGDQ. SGDQ is going to be a banger schedule. I'm looking forward to it. There's also going to be Yakuza, like a Dragon Quest there, which I'm excited for as well. Alright. So there's actually a strat with this fight, or several actually, that a lot of people don't know. First of all, you can end that attack animation early by hitting the scythe. And also, if you hit his scythes back to him on the third attack, there's a chance of actually getting a double hit. Oh, yeah. It's actually really hard to get a double hit on here. The slow way. There is another way where you can... Oh wow, I messed that up. There's another way to get a double hit in this fight, where you hit, like, 2 of the sides on the first frame, and then hit one of the others as a diagonal, but that, like I said, that's harder. Come on, you jerk. Ah, that's slow. This is a slow Harvest Loom. And yes, they do reference Harvest Moon, which I believe is an IP owned by Square now. So Square just getting off all of their references in this game. I think I got 2 or 3 double hits here, but I also missed a cycle or 2. Also, he drops the health scythe, which is one of the most unique pieces of ammo in this entire game. It does 40 damage, which is better than literally everything that I have right now. It also, if you fire it out of the top cannon, it goes over the enemy tanks, so it can't be intercepted as easily once it gets about halfway there. It also can deflect, or it also can take 1 piece of ammo, meaning that if you throw it at something, it'll intercept 1 piece of ammo and still fire. It takes 2 to get rid of it. There's a few like that. In late game, or in post game, there's a hero sword, which takes 3. There's also shields, which will intercept 3 pieces of ammo, and Metal King shields, which will intercept 5. So this is quite possibly my favorite part of this run, because it's the part of the run that I can actually take my hands off of my DS and stop mashing the poor B button. So we have about a minute-long cutscene here. Normally this is the moment where I take a quick bathroom break if I need to. Flex my hands, stretch a bit. How's everybody doing today? It's currently, in my time zone, about 2:15 p.m. on the West Coast, May 20th, Friday, which is, for many people, the best day of the week, or the second best day of the week. How's everybody doing today? I hope y'all are doing well, enjoying the marathon. I know, Toki, don't worry. So yeah, we get our good friend Flabbit Flancisco here. Original character, do not steal. He's a... I don't know what they call this, like a dog slime or something. Either way, it's adorable. As every slime is in this game. But we fix up the town, and in the process of fixing up the town, the Goonies have discovered that the Plob are excavating a site far off in the northeast, which in this version of the game is known as Lucifer's Necropolis. This scene here is really funny. So they're trying to find a way to summon the dark something. Dark dude? And then your sister Bo just says, the dark one? Is like, yeah, that's right, the dark one. Everyone is shocked except Bo and Tokyo Tom are just sitting there having a good old time. I meant to get early burly with that as well, but I messed up. So this is the second most crucial pit stop. Making sure I'm not forgetting anything. The reason this one is so important is I changed my crew because Swatsy kind of stinks and Glupiri is slow. I like Glupiri. She doesn't stink as bad as Swatsy, but we take 2 of the Goonings. Yushido is like a champ. He's the second best invading like character in the entire game, like including enemies. The only one better is Goodie Bag. Shut up, he's second best. He's second best in my heart, okay? But he's pretty good. Probably the best crew member in the game. In the speed run, anyways. And then Yusashi, like, is just a quick, steal. You actually take him into enemy tanks. I messed that up. So yeah. You know, I'm gonna save you because I'm feeling nice. Despite the fact that it is not to my benefit to do so. And I lost a cycle. That's what I get for being generous. No good deed goes unpunished. Whatever. I'm being nice. I'm being nice. So, unfortunately with this area, unfortunately with this area, I need to, I think it's you two that I get. No, it's a Platypunk and a chest. Alright, it isn't it. What am I doing? Get out of my way. It's fine, though. This one just happens to be convenient. There's another imp right up here. I think? Am I, like, forgetting? I might have messed this up. Oh well. The Mimic's right here. Unfortunately, I need 3 spots on my head, so I am going to let that slime starve, I guess. I could have let him have some air. Alright. Oopsies. There we go. That was really sloppy. My bad. in my defense, I got 5 hours of sleep last night, so I'm a little bit tired. So that's how I get through that little puzzle there. So you can see that because I'm a slowpoke, this game actually does have a day-night cycle. It changes which enemies appear, as well as like a handful of other things, which I can't remember quite off the top of my head. So, went to go get both rock bombs, which is the key to getting past this gate here. I don't remember if I need rock bombs, but I'm gonna play it safe. This is part of a relatively new route change. No. You can all, like, not try to kill me, please? Alright, so for whatever reason, the game forces me to fight Slival here. I mean, they are called the Tail Brigade, so... or Shippuden. No reference to Naruto, despite the volume of ninjas. So Slival here, at this stage, just has ludicrously good ammo. 2 of those swords are enough to kill me. That's not good. Okay, I guess it's gonna be that way. Get out of my tank. I don't want you in here. I might have to do a second invasion trip here. Oh, I got the loading screen glitch again. So right here I'm actually using the fact that I have 3 pieces of ammo on my head to make sure I don't pick him up. Killed my Slime Knight. So Slime Knights actually do have health, interestingly enough. Yeah, So that's Slival down. And that is the last tank before the last area, so there's 4 more tank fights left to go. Sorry, 5 more tank fights left to go in the entire run. And some of them are kind of bad. Alright, so the queen here is a strong independent slime. We don't need no rocket to send her back to town. She don't need no minecart. So she just slithers, I guess, rolls, whatever. I don't know how she navigates with that big old shell on her head, but she gets herself back to town by her own free will, which is kind of neat because it means I don't have to take her. Oh god. Oops. I moved a couple pixels too far. Alright, so this is Lickety Spit. I don't know why he summons the, like, his one weakness, which is, I guess, cacti? I have, in fact, died to this fight as well, for the record. This is not going well. There are ways you can, like, get this fight to go really nice. But yeah, you can get comboed here by his, like, little summons. And yes, the number of Cacti balls you throw at him does stack, so... If he eats 2, he takes 2 points of damage. If he eats 1, he takes 1 point of damage, etc. Yeah, wobbling is a good word for it. And so we're just gonna leave I think one of the princes there because it's slower, and we don't need no royalty, despite the fact that we just saved the queen, her royal wobbliness. Yeah, we could have saved him. I've saved 2 slimes already and lost time for it, though. Alright, so this is the leader of the Platypunks. In the English translation, his name is Don Claw Leon, which is about as obvious a Godfather reference as you can get. And yeah, we have to go find him on his floating fortress. Dump up on him. Alright, so final area time. The Flying Clawtress, or Death Moja in the Japanese version. Which, I actually think the English name is cooler, even if the Japanese name is a little bit more ominous. Also, I love this shot of just climbing up the anchor. I don't know why it dropped anchor when it's floating in the middle of space. Well, in the middle of the sky, but, you know, rule of cool. So I do have to save this slime. Normally he drops a PS2 cruise missile, or rather his letter has one, which is a really solid piece of ammo for this point in game. It does, I think, 55 damage, somewhere between 50 and 56. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but it's very good. But due to route changes, it's actually obsolete. Oh, I guess I missed this one. Alright, so we get to run around in a golem now, which is kind of, like, amazing and awesome, and everyone should play this game because you can pilot a golem and punch people. I mean, it's not hard for me to be PvP, I'll be completely honest. I've done a couple offline runs this week that I didn't really, like, time very heavily, but, a good chance I can just beat my, my verified PB. Well, it's not really verified considering, I'm the one who verifies speedrun.com leaderboard times for this game. Basically, it's my source behind my runs being legitimate is, dude, trust me. My times aren't so ultra good anyways. That's... I would think that I'd have those concerns. Ah, get out of here, living armor. Well, the interesting thing about living armor is they actually drop a broadsword, which is actually pretty useful for some things. So worth keeping that in mind. Before I go, I'm going to go ahead and open this letter here. As I mentioned earlier, there is one more optional slime that we do save as part of the route. That is the one that we do, because he gives us a lightning rod, which can do 160 damage, but the AI isn't even programmed to deal with it properly, so... Oh god, why is that in my tank? I thought I got rid of that. I lost my train of thought. By the way, that 3 missile that you see on the top screen there, that is 110 damage. Kind of neat thing if you combine 3 numbered items together. They will upgrade to the next level. So right now above my head I have a fat 260 damage. Oh god, I got loading zone bounced. The thing about the living statues is to kill them you have to hit them with a fully charged Elasto Blast. But they only need 1 hit to kill, which is really neat. I'm kind of too scared to fire any of this ammo right now because that axe is a giant pain in the neck. Alright, so it actually does make contact, which is good. Okay, it fell. We're good. I just need to take out this living armor that's getting dangerously close to my engine room. For the record, one thing I haven't mentioned, if your HP ever hits 0, and I don't mean your tank, I mean the 7 hearts that you see on the bottom left of the bottom screen, or the main screen. If that ever hits 0, it's automatic game over. Remember that, because that actually ties into a very particular AI quirk in the final boss. So yeah, if I'd been a little bit more greedy, I would have actually saved a lot of time on this fight. But I had to make sure that the missiles would go through, so I played it safe. Different tanks actually have different unique abilities. The Schleiman is a very vanilla tank, and so if you do multiplayer, I usually recommend doing the Schleiman tank. It's very versatile and very useful, but also it doesn't, like... it's not overpowered. The Axe Dinosaur tanks, like the one that I fought, they can just well, not randomly, you can tell when it happens, but every once in a while they just swing an axe that just intercepts all ammo within, like, a certain range of the tank, which is kind of OP. There's an earlier tank called the Carrot Top, which was like a rabbit. That one lets you hit a button and launch a drill. And that sucks. The drill, like, prevents you from attacking and also just does a lot of free damage, and to intercept, like, to knock it out is like 5 hits, and mirrors also are busted. The mirror shields, they only take 1 piece of ammo, but they deflect it back. Hence, you know, a mirror. So that previous tank fight dropped a level 3 Irritable, which is 110 damage. It's the slowest firing piece of ammo in the game, but it hits for a ton. Also DQ swords, the revolution is coming. Whee! Sadly, I don't believe we have a run of Dragon Quest swords for this event, although I believe it has been in a Dragon Quest RTA Marathon in the past, so if you are at all interested, check that out. There is a game called Dragon Quest Swords, apparently one of the shorter Dragon Quests casually. It's a bit of a weird game. Oh man, they're just unloading. Also, that killing machine is not what I want to see. I'm just going to take the first 3 pieces of ammo I get. Thank you, buddy. Just hand it to me on a silver platter. Yeah, so these killing machines move really fast. I do not want one in my engine room at all, because, yeah, they're mean. Thankfully, the AI in this game isn't always directed to go straight for the engine room. Especially if they see somebody that they can attack. I don't want to kill you, Blubba. Come on, get off of me. So yeah, if rockets or Sliran's HP hits 0, it's an automatic game over in the story mode. If your allies die, though, then they just they respawn after a little bit. In multiplayer, if you die, you kind of turn into a ghost, and and you have to basically walk back to this church-looking altar in our base. Now, killing machines are just annoying because they take 6 hits to kill and they move very fast. Also, they just have this weird, like, skidding sound effect that plays all the time. It's kind of annoying. The cool thing about the Goonies is that they move so quickly, they're actually a really good distraction. So the ammo that I've just fired is enough to kill. Alright, we're making good time here. Happy 2-hour mark, everybody. Yeah, the reason I'm actually carrying these enemies here is because charging and throwing them, if you haven't already noticed, just like throws things considerably farther, and it means I don't have to spend as much time destroying these panels here, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what you call them. I'll just call them panels. So minor optimization here. I take a hit on purpose here to skip having to jump across an extra platform there. So these golems here are occupied by platypunks, and they let out a really funny noise when you deal enough damage to them. I love that. In the Japanese version, they just scream "Moja." I love that sound effect. Holy smokes! So yeah, as you can tell, the ammo I have in my tank is not particularly strong relative to this point in the game. The enemies actually have ammo that far exceeds mine, so the last 4 fights of the run heavily involved invasion strats. Now this tank's kind of stupid because, the enemies, or the tank can spawn a thing called Kaboomamite randomly. It will do this for free. Kaboomamite is normally an item that you can throw like any others. And it has some interesting properties. When it makes contact with anything, it like just starts exploding. If it makes contact with an enemy tank, it can do like upwards of 160 damage. It's kind of random, unfortunately, how much it will actually do, but its peak is 160, which is about as much as a lightning rod can do if you get perfectly lucky. Now, the reason I'm mentioning lightning rods and Kaboomamite, so I actually will get a Kaboomamite as a reward for this fight, because it's thematically appropriate. And those are going to be about the only pieces of ammo we use for the final boss. 250, dang. Yeah, the only caveat to it is you don't want to fire any other pieces of ammo around it, usually. Meaning anything, wow, a meteor. Take that. I think my crew actually has this, so I'm gonna just sit here and just distract these nerds. Normally leaving things to my crew is a bad idea, but, you know, what the heck, why not? That's not enough, but once Gushido chucks that Metal King sword, we're good. This ended up being slower than finishing him myself, but it worked out okay. Alright.
Thank you.
Alright, so this is probably the most intense overworld combat portion of the run. There's just 10 killing machines here. They're not very smart, so I usually just end up taking one and just throwing it, because it, like, hits everything along the way. So, if you can't follow what's going on here, neither can I. That was actually really, really freaking clean. That was as clean as I have ever seen that go. Alright, so I'm setting up a shortcut and I'm making a detour back to town. Let's see if I get anything useful here. I actually forgot what killing machines can give you. Just bullets. Nah, it's useless. Whatever. Yeah, it's basically a DQ style Zelda. I think they can drop, like, some really useful stuff with, like, a very rare chance, but, that was not useful. Alright, so this is gonna seem very strange. I probably should have just made this a little bit more deliberate. so I have just barely enough. So what I've just done is I've loaded my tank up with destructible ammo and 3 really good pieces of ammo. Just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally take the level 3 arrow with me. Not that that would have been that bad, but yeah. So I have 27 destructible pieces of ammo between the obelisks and the rock bombs, and 3 really good pieces of ammo. This is because of the final fight I have to use my own ammo on, and I'm going straight for the final boss here. As I mentioned earlier, destructible pieces of ammo, they kind of work, it's kind of like a deck builder, really. So destructible pieces of ammo will let you shuffle through your deck quicker, or your ammo, I guess. Yeah, Toki, I know the strats, you don't need to tell me. I appreciate the help, but I have been paying attention. Yeah, definitely shoutouts to Toki, in particular for this strat of ammo cycling. This is a very new, within the last couple months, strategy for a game that really didn't have a lot of new tech over the last 6 years, outside of Gooply Skip, which is a complete and utter anomaly. I could have slipped right through, my bad. Whatever. Oh my god, a Thunder Rod. Please. No, no. The last thing I want is Slival to launch himself into the cannon. Because I do not want him having any expedited way into my tank. Thankfully, with my AI crew members being in the tank. Alright, so I'm gonna wait a little bit on. Thankfully, with my AI crew members being in the enemy tank, it's just restricting Slival long enough so I don't have to worry about him. So what I'm going to do with this lightning rod is actually a little bit unconventional. Oh, crap. I did not see that he's in my tank. This is bad. This is very bad. This is very bad. I need to get... Oh. Where'd he go? Lava, did you kill him? You absolute legend. It wouldn't have been too bad. I would have still been able to come under estimate, but I think that would have killed any possibility of PB. Is he even there? I don't even know if Slival was actually in there, or if it was just a graphical bug. Oh, Blubba, you absolute legend. And Toki here insists that he's not top tier. Everyone shoutouts to Blubba. I think I said there was 8 barriers, there's actually 10. My bad, miscounting. Alright, so that's the last conventional tank fight of the game. Alrighty, so we have one final overworld boss. Yeah, I saw my AI distracting him there. But yes, there's one final overworld boss, which is Claudion himself, and one final tank fight after that. And I told High Spirits before this to check out this endgame because it's a thing of beauty. Yeah, I probably missed it. Admittedly, I paid attention more to the bottom screen, and I probably missed where he was on the top screen. So, Blubba is a champion there, making up for my my own mistakes. I was this close to dropping a swear word there, so thank you, Blubba, for keeping it PG. The moral guardian himself. Alright, so this is just Claudion. He's a very, very easy fight. So first he has these cycles of saw blades. Then he summons these, like, little guys. There we go. And that's phase 1 of his boss fight over with. I missed a free hit there. So this fight's kind of an absolute joke relative to the Slime Mori 1 final boss, which is actually surprisingly challenging. They definitely simplified the overworld bosses in this game relative to that game. Alright, so one hit away from tap. There we go. So, Claudion here kidnapped the princess, but the problem with the princess is she is an absolute glutton. She is the same color as Kirby for a reason. She basically eats literally everything that can be eaten within like a 10-foot radius of her. And she ate everything in the Clotris, went to go find food on her own, found the Dark Flute, which was uncovered from the Necropolis. Sorry, Caesar warning. And basically blows the flute because she can't find enough food, and that summons the Dark One, aka Lucifer, aka the big bad of the game, like the dark powerful thing we were trying to avoid the entire game. And it summons a giant tank whose name I forget. And it blows up part of the fortress, causing the Schleiman and the Schwarzman tanks to fall into Mount Krakatrota, which conveniently happens to be a giant alchemy pot. So we just Deus Ex Machina our way to the final boss of the game. And now we have the Gott Schleiman tank, which, if you understand German, that means God Schleiman tank. Yeah, it is literally a giant pot friend. Alright, so this fight is very different from runs past. Now that Slival's on our side, we don't actually have to worry about him that much. I can freely carry him on my head because he's not hostile. So this fight might be the most comic oversight in this entire game. I'm not entirely sure if it was, like, planned at all, but, so first of all, we're making plenty of use of ammo cycling here. The lightning rods do very good damage, and that Kaboom might actually just made direct contact, which is very nice. But, so this fight used to be the most terrifying thing in the game. We would stall out, because if Flucifer gets into our engine room and gets an attack off, that's game over. It only takes one attack for him to kill your engine. But the thing about Flucifer is his AI is actually not programmed to go for the engine room. I don't know why this is, but your instinct when playing this game is to make a mad dash for the engine room every time you see him anywhere near it. So if you go in there and he will attack, and that ends the fight instantly. But his AI is actually programmed to target Rocket, or Slarin, or DQ RTA as he's been named this run. I probably should just fire that out of the cannon, but whatever. So, long story short, this fight is free, and we didn't know it for a very long time. So, shoutouts to Toki for finding that out. Now, he can still make it annoying by blowing up our tank. I usually chuck Slival out, just so he doesn't get in the way of anything. Yeah, so this fight's free as heck. Like, the only danger I'm in is if I get hit by one of Lucifer's attacks. I just need to never go in the engine room. And he can't hurt me. So yeah, he's completely pacified. That's not good. My Kaboom might actually got there before the Irritable. Yeah, I've been kind of slow about cycling through ammo. Admittedly, I'm still fairly new to this route. But yeah, this fight went from, like, terrifying to completely free. Just because, like, we didn't realize a total oversight on the way the AI of this fight works. I don't know if I can PB here, but it'll be close. No, this fight's actually meant to be tough. I'm pretty sure. Because, like, if you go into your engine room, he will one-shot your tank, which is, like, the normal instinct of any player playing this game. you know, prevent at all costs, and if he gets an attack off, you're dead. So you just never go into the engine room. I don't know how we'd never figured this out, but it is in fact amusing. Alright, so time will be coming up here very shortly, once I get the final hit on the engine here. And, come on, time. Huh. I actually forgot what my PB is. It's a 224 of some kind. Let me see. There's a lot of slop that run, so, 224.48, so, that's a 30-second PB, despite, despite a lot of sloppy play. It's a little bit more luck reliant in certain areas of the route now, but I'll take it. So, the funny part about this cutscene is you find out the Big Bad's motivation. He was looking for a warrior flute because he wants to impress this, you know, pretty young lady. And then now the lady decides, oh, the warrior flute's old hack, and now we need or old hat, and now we need dual magus underpants. Which, that sounds terrifying. I don't think you want anything close. You want to go anywhere close to Dual Magus's underpants, but, I guess that's what makes them so special. Anyways, so unfortunately, the game just doesn't do the credits until you get all 100 slimes, so for all intents and purposes, that is the end of the run. But yeah, the DQ RTA Marathon, as you can see on screen, is not over. So definitely continue to keep checking out the event. I appreciate y'all watching. Definitely big shoutouts to I guess they call themselves the Circus Tent. It's a group of people that includes a few newer and relatively older Rocket Slime runners who've actually done some interesting work to make this run safer and faster. That would be Friend, Fricks, and Toki especially. I don't know how much Friend and I don't think Friend and Fricks have done a whole lot, but you know, any new runners, definitely shoutouts to them. Actually, I don't think Fricks has run the game, but he wants to, and he's been in my stream whenever I run this, so I will shout him out anyway. Then shoutouts to Chamagane. Shoutouts to Karul, who was actually the second runner of this game and actually found a very minor optimization of the Necropolis that I actually used in this run. I didn't get a chance to shout him out during the run, but I'll give him a quick shoutouts for that. So, if you're interested in my channel, I stream fairly infrequently, but I have done runs of this game many times. So, twitch.tv/Ghostkumo. Before you do that, please do follow twitch.tv/RPGLimitBreak. For anyone watching on YouTube, anyone here, just follow the current channel. Got plenty of content left for the rest of this weekend. Coming up next is actually going to be a Dragon Quest VI race. Which is going to be a fairly lengthy run, but we should have some pretty good DQ6 gameplay going on here. And hopefully lots of metal slimes. Also, the Boingburg theme that's playing in the background is a total bop. Absolute banger. For the question, does this game have any post-game content? It does, not a lot. There's a couple of tank battles you can do to get a higher tank rate. You can fight Slival one more time, and he gives really, really good ammo if you beat him on Mount Krakatrota. There's a few things you can do, collecting ammo and all that stuff.